Commencing transmission. Engaging scramblers. Proxy chain initialized. And now, live from his hidden base at the Earth's core, the future ruler of Earth, Doomcock.
Greetings, my friends. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, broadcasting from my hidden base at the center of the Earth, and I am here to rejoice and to spread some Christmas cheer, my friends. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus, and he has come all the way from Japan with an early Christmas present to make the season bright for everyone who is not working in Hollywood. Ha ha. For those Disney executives out there licking their wounds over the abject failure of their movie releases all through 2023, what I have to report today is terrible news. News that indicates just how badly Disney specifically and Hollywood in general is failing in their quest to turn rainbow farts from woke unicorns into cash. But now, for the first time in history, folks, 2 of the top 3 highest grossing movies currently in release are from Japan. You see, Japan has no interest whatsoever in pandering to the kind of woke bullshit that has turned Hollywood into a wasteland of empty theaters and disappointed investors. Japan is only interested in making the most entertaining and artistically satisfying movies they can. And to no one's surprise, except maybe Bob Iger and the Disney board, audiences are flocking to theaters to see these movies because they're starving for entertainment. Particularly for entertainment with no hidden political agendas or lectures. Alas, poor Hollywood. While some studios are taking their first tentative steps away from the sinkhole of red ink and lost profits represented by wokeness, others like Disney are still chasing that non-existent woke demographic, and they're paying the price for it. Because Godzilla and a Japanese heron, and yes, a real live boy, are eating Disney's sandwich and stealing their lunch money on the playground. This is what happens, Disney, when the Marvels and Wish, your 2 latest holiday offerings, have redefined the kind of waste biblically attributed to Onan.
Onan. 'Twere better that Disney had spilled their seed on the sand, rather than invested in shitty movies featuring stunning brave women that no one wants to see. It must bother all the Disney snowflakes that a Japanese movie about a boy and a bird are kicking their asses. It bothers them even worse, Harvey Cthulhu, that in The Boy and the heron is not a female bird that shits all over the boy and mocks him for being part of the patriarchy.
Fortunately for the Japanese and for American audiences this holiday season, wokeness has not taken root in Japan, which means that mainstream American audiences this Christmas season are going to be introduced to a whole new genre of movies. Movies without anti-male and anti-white lectures that enrich rather than impoverish the human spirit. Yes, my friends, history is being made. Of the top 10 highest grossing movies in release at the moment, Godzilla Minus One and The Boy and the Heron are occupying 2 of the top 3 slots. In an article titled Inside Japan's Historic First at US Box Office, with 2 movies in top 3, while Hollywood took the weekend off, The Boy and the Heron and Godzilla Minus One dominated the top of the charts. The Wrap described the earthquake that has hit Hollywood. Quote, "Early December is usually a time when Hollywood studios hold off on releasing big films in theaters. This year, that traditional strategy paved the way for Hayao Miyazaki's The Boy and the Heron and Takashi Yamazaki's Godzilla Minus One to make box office history for Japan. For the first time ever, 2 Japanese movies cracked the top 3 of the US box office. The Boy and the Heron, produced by Studio Ghibli, earned an opening weekend of $12.3 million, marking the first time that an original anime film has taken the #1 spot and setting a company record for US box office, unquote.
Yeah, Traditional release strategy has nothing to do with it. American audiences are sick and tired of movies that suck. And that's mostly what Hollywood makes these days. Polluted with wokeness and written by snowflakes who know more about propaganda than how to write a fucking script. Japan's success at the box office is merely a harbinger of what's to come.
Oh, I agree, Harvey Cthulhu. People have already been turning more and more to the woke-free entertainment coming to America in the form of anime and anime adaptations. For example, One Piece was a respectful and largely faithful adaptation of the smash hit anime that has over 1,000 chapters and counting in Japan, and now Godzilla Minus One is stomping all over Hollywood, and The Boy and the Heron is picking through the rubble for profits that used to go into Hollywood's coffers. Let's look at the specifics of what's happening here, and then I'm going to analyze exactly how bad this news is potentially for Hollywood and why this may signal their approaching doom. For the harsh truth, let's look to the Japan Times, which writes, quote, "The Boy and the Heron and Godzilla Minus One win over US." In this article, they lay it all out, quote, "Japanese director and animator Hayao Miyazaki's latest movie, The Boy and the Heron, debuted at the top of the North American box office this past weekend with a record-breaking $12.8 million. It is the first original anime film to secure first place in the United States and Canada. The movie, which marks Miyazaki's return to filmmaking after announcing his retirement in 2013, also earned a Golden Globes nomination Monday in the category of Best Animated Motion Picture. The Boy and the Heron composer Joe Hisaishi received a nomination for Best Original Score for a Motion Picture. The Boy and the Heron isn't the only Japanese film performing extremely well in North America this week. Takashi Yamazaki's Godzilla Minus One came in at number 3, grossing $8.3 million in its second week. The film arrived in North American cinemas December 1st and surprised many by earning $11 million in its opening weekend. The latest entry in the giant monster franchise is now the highest grossing Japanese live-action film of all time in North America, despite featuring one of the most iconic Japanese characters in cinema history. Godzilla Minus One has been a surprise hit in Japan and abroad. Film company Toho Studios has extended the movie's theatrical run despite initial plans for Godzilla Minus One to start exiting theaters in Japan this week. The dual success of The Boy and the Heron and Godzilla Minus One underlines the continued global interest in Japanese entertainment. It goes well beyond money made. The films have garnered praise from English language critics as well.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. This article also points out exactly what you're saying, Doomcock. They point out how these movies are bringing in audiences, even as Disney movies like Wish and the Marvels are driving audiences away. And what is the cumulative effect of all this? American audiences are being exposed to Japanese cinema, and they're loving what they're seeing. Does this mean that Hollywood is essentially self-destructing by making shit and encouraging American audiences to look to the East for good entertainment?
That's exactly what it means, O Skull of Calderon. Look, the reason why anime and manga and Japanese cinema don't do all that well traditionally in the US is because most people aren't aware of it or accustomed to it. People would traditionally rather go see something in their own language and not take a chance on genres and cinematic conventions they're not as familiar with. But now that's changing, thanks to Hollywood's incompetence and obsession with ramming wokeness down people's throats in lieu of entertainment. Now, out of boredom and disgust and desperation, American audiences are taking a chance on something new, and much to Hollywood's dismay, they're loving what they're seeing. The article concludes, quote, "While accolades are to be expected for anything Miyazaki puts out, Godzilla Minus One has caught many off guard, with media outlets such as the BBC calling it 2023's best action blockbuster and Rolling Stone declaring it the best Godzilla movie in years." I have personally seen Godzilla -1, my friends, and I can tell you it's the best damn thing I've seen in theaters for years. And that's the worstest piece of coal ever left in Hollywood's Christmas stocking. And go see these movies and send a message to Hollywood. Fa la 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 la, you're fucked. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry.